going on, YouTube? This is Collision Pulse crafting you guys another Call of Duty Ghost video, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to become better Call of Duty players. This method works because it's been tested. Now, obviously not by me, but I have a few housekeeping things to take care of before we get into all that. I'll explain all that in a minute. The first thing is that intro audio that you heard in the intro, obviously, is not mine. It's made by somebody else whose name eludes me at the moment, and I'll put that in the description for you guys. But the other thing that I have is that I'm so sorry I haven't posted in like 3 months, and that is a huge insult to you guys as subscribers, and I hope that in the coming months I can redeem myself as a YouTuber, posting consistently and stuff. I was so swamped with school, particularly AP Chemistry and AP United States History, so I'm learning about like Theodore Roosevelt on San Juan Hill and chemical reactions and equilibrium at the same time, and I wanted to like shoot myself, not literally, but because it was a bad semester. I had to keep a lot of my grades stable, and the YouTube channel had to go. I couldn't maintain it and maintain my grades at the same time. So enough about that, but as I said, big thanks to you guys for staying steady, and a big apology. I'll try to post more consistently. Now, onto the actual gameplay. This is obviously me running around like a madman with a handgun. Now, this is not with the intent of, you know, shooting massive amounts of civilians. This is not a war crime. I'm actually out there doing something productive. Going around, you know, I'm capping fools, capping cats, you know, just, and having a good time while I'm doing it. Because in Call of Duty, everyone has a good time when they see blood spatter out of their enemy's head and they get a headshot like the one I just got. So, the reason, why am I running around with a pistol? Why am I running around with something that causes not nearly as much destruction as something like a honey badger or a launcher or, you know, trolling? Why am I not, you know, killing the enemy in a different way? And the reason I'm doing it this way is because this is going to help me as a player so I can kick even more ass later on. Now, I know that seems a little counterintuitive. You'd want to use bigger weapons for, you know, better gun skill, but let me explain. So let's say you run 5 miles every day, you decide to run 6. That's going to be a bit more difficult. You got to run an additional mile, and you're already tired from the 5 you just ran. But when you go back to, you know, running 5 miles, it's going to be easier because you've been running 6 on a daily basis. You got to run 1 mile less. You have more energy for a 5-mile trip. It's the same way here. You know, when I take a weapon like an MTAR or a Vector or Remington and I throw it all away and I get an M9 armor piercing, that's all I get. I got to be smart. I got to run around. I got to think, where are they and what are they doing, you know, right now? How am I going to kill the enemy right now? What's going to happen to me? Not now, but, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 seconds from now. And that's going to be a big thing when you're running around with a handgun. That's going to be huge. So, essentially, what you guys got to do is just boil it down to the basics. Take something like a pistol and transform it into a killing machine. When you took an MTAR and you put it out, you know, traded it out for a pistol, and now you've got the MTAR back in your hands, you've got all the skill that you just used, you got all the map knowledge, all the tactics, all the wariness that you have with this pistol, but now you have a kick-ass weapon in your hands. And guys, I know we're not mathematicians here, but kick-ass gun and kick-ass tactics equal kick-ass KD. So, that seems pretty simple. That's my logic behind it. But there is another upside to it. It's fun. It's fun to do. It's fun to be a badass and run around with a handgun and completely annihilate the enemy team, because then you can send them all victory messages at the end, which I didn't do because I'm a competitive player and I have the, you know, good sportsmanship tactic built into me. But, you know, for those of you who do, what better way to insult an enemy team than run around with a pistol? Yeah, I don't even think a message is needed. You can just leave the lobby at that point. You just be like, I'm out. I gotta go find somebody who can actually compete. And, I take out a Helo Scout in this video. I did work. I don't even remember my score, but I just remember thinking, number 1, about how badly I screwed the team by dropping that chem and letting that guy grab it. And then number 2, how badly I redeemed myself by just, I mean, I capped that pilot. I literally just looked up and bam, 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 and he just fell right out of it. It was like something from a movie. It was like something from, like, Fast and Furious. It was awesome. But, anyway, guys, so let's say you don't want to improve your KD. Let's say your KD's fine, but let's say your shot's been sucking lately. Don't use a marksman rifle to handicap yourself, because the MR28 is capable of firing just as fast as a submachine gun if you've got the trigger finger for it, and I know I do. So, you know, what good is handicapping your accuracy if you have 24 rounds and you can just hit them with 2 and you're good? I would recommend using something like a semi-automatic assault rifle, particularly the Honey Badger, because at least in my experience with the Honey Badger, it won't penalize you too bad if you miss a few shots, but you'll definitely have to atone for that. If you miss, you'll have to be really careful. And the other good thing about the Honey Badger is it's a suppressed weapon by default, so you can use, say, a semi-automatic and foregrip or semi-automatic and armor piercer. It gives you that extra attachment to help with your shot, and the other thing about having that built-in suppressor is that it's even more forgiving because they don't know where you're shooting at them from. So, it gives you a lot of different benefits from using something like a silenced Honey Badger, obviously, with semi-shot on it. But it does allow you to handicap yourself in the way that I just mentioned. So, another way that you can do this is with a shotgun. With the shotgun, you choke your range off even more, but your kills are going to be more successful. Like that guy there, I kind of had to follow. If I had a shotgun, I might have not killed him, but there was a pretty good chance if I had a bulldog, he was gone, because I would have just charged him and that would have been it. And we're good. So, you know, I actually ended up with a lot more time to spare, but I'll go ahead and repeat the main thesis of this video one more time, and that's the fact that if you're doing bad, just put on a pistol. It'll force you to run the map differently, it'll force you to think, it'll force you to take all the things that you normally take for granted and take them into consideration, because you need to be like 2 feet away to do any damage to anybody. So, and like I said, I believe personally that pistols are the best choice because they're so limited in ammo capacity and damage and range drop off, you know, that kind of thing. But if you want to go ahead and use a shotgun or a single shot assault rifle, cool by me. I'm not going to judge you for it. So let me go ahead and tell you the storyline of this soldier and how he came to work out. I thought it would be really cool back when I was still YouTubing consistently if I was like, hey, I need something new. I need something that nobody's ever done before, and I'm going to take a bunch of soldiers, and I'm going to line them up and give them names, and they're going to have unique storylines. And I'll go ahead and tell you Captain Miller's storyline, okay? So he was originally a ghost, alright? Out of the 15 or so, he was the 16th one that wasn't the runner that went off to inform the United States military. He actually got injured. He didn't die like they said he did. He got injured. He got shot in the hand. Now the reason, you know, why would you run away if you got shot in the hand? Because you can't shoot a gun. You're worthless. It's like if you are like a jester who's lost his voice in the court. You know, you can't tell the king any jokes. You're no good. So, you know, same thing here. He was useless, and he kind of ran away. He didn't desert. He ran to go grab help, like the runner did. But he came back, and the United States recognized him as a ghost when, you know, Merrick and Elias and Rourke even came back. They recognized him, and they threw him back into circulation. This is his last combat footage, and he actually amazingly has survived a bunch of different things, and supposedly when he's gone down, he's gotten back up every time. It's just, you know, the superhuman nature of Captain Miller. But anyway, he was actually discharged after this gameplay for allowing the Federation, I think we are the Federation, my bad, but allowing the enemy team to, you know, come into possession of a kinetic nuclear strike, which essentially obliterated, you know, 6,000 soldiers. I'm pretending that each player is 1,000 soldiers because it's no fun to pretend that you killed 6 people with a kinetic rod. That's, you know, great. Killed 6 people. 6,000 people? Yeah, that's for real. We actually are the Federation. Look at that. Okay, so we'll say he went with Rourke then. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed all the tactics that I gave, and you enjoyed everything about it, or maybe didn't enjoy everything about it, but have a way to make it better, please subscribe. This is Collision Claps, and I will see you next time.